have it structured now to have a solid income coming in the door every single month.
Rasha and his team are growing, and the radio show is evolving too. Same interesting insight and advice on your financial health with a new name. Tune in to Unlock Your Wealth, Sunday mornings at 7 here on AM 560, The Answer.
When it's cold outside, you can dress for it. But when your furnace gives out, hey, a blanket fort can only do so much. So call your local 1-Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. We'll replace your old furnace with a new high-efficiency one. And that beats a bunch of blankets any day. Right now, cozy up to big savings on a complete heating system. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1-Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Listen to AM 560, The Answer, online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, on TuneIn, iHeart, and radio.com. If you're looking for the latest news, insight into what it means, and the sharpest opinion, there's only one station in Chicago where you can turn, and it's the...
I know, I can't watch that.
Yeah,
That's unwatchable.
And she did a shot ski. Like,
oh, the shot ski?
She and another woman, you know what that is?
Right. You have a ski and you put shots on the ski, and then everybody tips it back together. And
of course, you know
do
what it is.
Well, you do a lot in snowboarding communities. Like Park City is the first time I did the shot ski.
Sure, of course. Park City, Aspen, sure.
Breckenridge,
yeah,
I did one.
Of course.
No, I was there for the Olympics for a
spots.
month. I didn't, you buy and I'm flying. So yeah, we did shot skis all the time. But that's so hip.
Oh,
it's so 2000 actually.
It had all the authenticity of Elizabeth Warren ordering a brewski. I mean, those septuagenarian pea hats.
They
they are fun, aren't they?
They're parties.
So
what kind of
fun.
shot was it? Whiskey? Was it? We don't know.
I don't know.
A man's drink.
I can barely muster the energy to mention it. For more on the 2020 race, of course. That's what we were talking about more generally, with Bernie poised to make his last stand in Michigan, perhaps tomorrow. We're pleased to be joined by Cameron Hedy, who's a freelance commentator living in Melbourne, Australia. Do you want to do your Dumb and Dumber impersonation?
No.
Put another shrimp on the Barbie. Do you want to do it?
Put another shrimp on the Barbie.
All right. Now that we've insulted our guest, Cameron Hedy, freelance commentator in Melbourne, Australia. He's got a couple of good pieces, a Spectator as well as an Arrow magazine, want to discuss. Cameron, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's nice to be on.
So one of the pieces from you that was particularly provocative, good reminder. It's nice to have institutional memory in our media. Was a reminder about some of those individuals who were invoking the 25th Amendment and suggesting that President Trump was unfit for office, and that could be one path to impeachment. He's just doesn't have the mental acuity for the office. And despite what we've seen from Joe Biden in this campaign thus far, no such concerns, no such 25th Amendment concerns about the former vice president.
Yeah, it's really funny to me because I think you see a lot of things that relate to media bias that I view it as a personal thing. We all have biases, and I think we all apply different standards to people depending on whether or not we like them. I think Biden is probably the litmus test that's exposing a lot of the commentators that support him in 2020 based on what they said, especially about Trump. I remember people having a lot of fun when Kim Jong-un called Trump a dotard. I think if you guys remember that, I think the definition of that is too physically weak or mental faculties have declined. So Biden, if you watch him on stage, it's pretty clear that he's not all there. And I think especially for someone who's been in public life for a very long time, there's plenty of videos and vision of him in the past where he's obviously more coherent and cogent than he is now.
Yeah, but are people in Australia, though, talking about Joe Biden, wondering what happened to him?
Well, it's funny. We love U.S. politics more than our own because it's very boring conservative politics in general in Australia. And I think the U.S. race and the spectacle of the elections is something far beyond what we have. The funny thing, I saw a live Bernie rally on Sky News in Australia, which is still Rupert Murdoch, but we're not discussing Biden as we should be, and I think it should be more concerning to most Australians given the state that he's in.
Yeah, well, that discussion will turn to Biden if he dispatches Bernie over the next couple of primary election days, tomorrow and next Tuesday, I suspect. But I wanted to get your reaction or your explanation as well to this piece that you wrote for Arrow magazine. about Facebook and Trump, because this is something that Hillary Clinton took up over the weekend with Fareed Zakaria, as we played before you came on the program, complaining about Facebook not doing enough to root out Trump, what she would term Trump propaganda, their vast right-wing echo chamber, and all of these sorts of things. Suggesting that Facebook is a collaborator with Trump's reelection. And you asked the question and run through a rationale. Should Facebook let Donald Trump win in 2020? I mean, that starts from the premise that it's Facebook's decision whether or not he wins. But I think you mean, should Facebook let him access the platform like the campaign wants to access the platform? And then you go through that rationale.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a complex issue because obviously Trump was hugely successful on Facebook in 2016. And I think it's only now people are starting to appreciate, especially on the Democratic side, why he was so successful. So the Facebook ad executive at the time gave a pretty succinct quote as to why, and he said, it wasn't Russia, it wasn't meddling, it wasn't anything like this. Trump just ran the best digital ad campaign we've ever seen on the platform. And I did a bit of research into that. He's got his campaign manager now, Brad Pascal, who's head of digital media, I believe, during the 2016 campaign. And this guy's effectively found that you can use Facebook tools, which are available to anyone who wants to use them, to find people who believe in certain things, and you can serve them up content that reflects the things that they already believe in. And you can make people more likely to form an opinion or to do something, which is obviously the point of all advertising. But I think the Trump campaign in particular found a really good way to use Facebook to encourage people to vote or to encourage them not to vote if they're Democrats.
And the Trump campaign.
This is the thing.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
the Trump campaign in 2016, they used, immigration, healthcare, treatment of veterans, and they made the Democratic Party, I think, look unpatriotic.
Yes, well, I think to a certain extent it's hard to argue that the Democratic Party is patriotic on a lot of those issues. I think people will find it pretty upsetting to think that their tax money, in effect, if they're paying a lot of tax, is going towards providing services for people who enter the country illegally. This is obviously very emotive for a lot of people, and they're going to find it pretty hard to deal with when the Democrats arguing that should be the case. I think Trump had a good platform in the absence of Facebook. The Facebook tools that he accessed and used were fantastic, and they gave him exactly what he needed, which was to find people who had concerns about things such as veteran affairs, immigration, and to really go after them and to let people know that he was focusing on those subjects. And I think in the article I talked about, they would find out certain places they were traveling to what the most important issues in those locations were, and talk about that stuff in his rallies. So he's obviously fantastic at giving rallies. They look like they're a lot of fun to attend. His team would know in advance what people at the rally would be interested in, and they would talk about that stuff. And I think it's far beyond anything any Democrat is doing, and probably has the capabilities doing, withstanding Michael Bloomberg's money if he decides to put him in.
Well, there's the other thing, too. There's the one word that you raise when it comes to the 25th Amendment discussion, which is applicable here with big tech, and that's hypocrisy. So you have Google and Twitter, particularly Google, clearly in the tank for the left and sort of openly and notoriously saying as much. And then you have Facebook that's essentially trying to play it down the middle for business reasons. Mark Zuckerberg, hardly a man of the right. And Facebook actually has already regulated some Trump content. There was the story last week that it took down some Trump campaign ads that related to the census. And so you get Hillary Clinton whining about Facebook not essentially deplatforming Trump messages, while at the same time they have no problem with Twitter and Google and other big tech being completely in the tank for the Democrats.
Yeah, well, I think it's almost a really good example to see the difference in Twitter and Facebook, because Jack Dorsey was pretty unequivocal in saying Twitter is out of politics. He won't support any political advertising, which is something which seems to affect conservatives more, given the way that conservative advertising seems to be more successful recently. But it's funny to see that I was never a fan of Mark Zuckerberg personally. I thought he was probably going the same way for all of these Silicon Valley companies, in the sense that they had a soft liberal bias that would over time fortify itself. But I'm one of his sides of this decision to keep political advertising and to stop having a fact check in-house, if you will. I think it's going to be one of those things that will seem pretty formative, probably at least the last couple of years. And I'm not sure how many election cycles this will go on for, but the fact that Trump and Brad Pascoe and his campaign can continue to use the Facebook tools and the platform is going to be massively important to him, I think, especially for this current election.
He is Cameron Hedy, freelance commentator living in Melbourne, Australia, and author of a couple pieces I'll tweet out, one at spectator.us, the other at aerialmagazine.com. Cameron, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me again.
Thanks. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper. Hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
The Lou Dobbs Financial Report is brought to you by Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Visit signaturebank.bank for your commercial banking needs.
I'm Keith Peters in for Lou Dobbs. Hotel bookings dropped like a rock in Spain. California requiring women be added to boards of directors. And J.P. Morgan Chase CEO on the mend. Those stories next.
In a recent survey, investors shared what they felt were the greatest threats to their retirement. It's no surprise the most common threats include stock market volatility, economic uncertainty, conflict in the Middle East, the 2020 presidential impeachment, and election. Unfortunately, there are many threats beyond your control that can affect your retirement savings. At Goldco, a leader in precious metals, the team believes one way to protect your investment portfolio is with physical gold and silver. Goldco has helped thousands of investors safeguard their retirement, especially in times of uncertainty. In fact, if you call 855-971-2006, Goldco will send you a free 1-ounce silver American Eagle coin. And all you have to do is pay for shipping and handling. No obligation. 100% free. Call